Hello, this is Dr. Robert Kandarjian. We are going to continue doing some readings from my book, Sacred Intentions, right? Good. And we're going to do chapter 4, 5, and 6, and if we have time, maybe 7, but certainly 4, 5, 6. The book has 14 chapters. Great. So this chapter 4 is, I declare an intention to balance giving with receiving. I declare an intention to balance giving with receiving. So we'll kind of touch on that for a few minutes. As I receive the abundance that is my birthright, I am filled with light and therefore more able to give to others who are open to receiving. So it's about when we are open to receiving, really that's when the magic happens. If we're close to receiving, then we are blocking that abundance. So what is it that keeps us open to receiving? Usually trust. It's just that sense of safety, right? When we feel safe, we will allow that receiving. When we trust someone, we will allow that receiving to come in. So it's important that we follow our gut instincts and determine and decipher who it is we can trust and who it is we cannot trust. Because some people are too wounded, let's use that word, to be able to give, right? So through intuition, we'll know who to give to and who not to give to. Secondly, this giving that we do, right? Let's touch on that because the intention says, I declare an intention to balance giving with receiving, right? So if we are able to give but not able to receive, that's not balanced. If we are able to receive and we just take and take but not give, that's not balanced either. So there has to be that balance between yin and yang, the feminine, masculine, right? So the question of giving. Now, who do we give to? Do we give to just anybody? Well, no, we can certainly pray for others and we can give our feelings of affection and compassion for others through prayer. But that doesn't mean we have to give to everybody. There needs to be a time when we need to know to pull back and to not give, because if we overgive, then we're going to burn out, right? So it's like if you have 10 gallons of gasoline in your tank and you're going to push the car to mileages that demand 11 gallons, the car's going to break down or stop. So it's important to know when to stop giving, that listening to that red light. Good. Good. Let me do another paragraph here. Through silence and meditation, I become clear of the things I must let go of in order to open the receiving channels in my heart and mind. Good. So we come back to this need to be silent, to have stillness, and to go to that place where we connect to our core, to our soul. When we're in that place, we will know when the balance between giving and receiving is off. And then we will self-correct, okay? So I'd like to just take a moment and go inside. I'd like you to just go inside and get quiet and ask yourself, what is it that you need to self-correct in the area of giving and in the area of receiving? What is it that you need to self-correct? Take out a pencil and paper and write some things down for yourself later after we're finished. And so what you're writing down are the things that you need to self-correct in the area of giving and in the area of receiving. Okay? Good. I want to read this piece. I never forget to give to myself and refuel. It comes back to that refueling experience that we touched on. I never forget to fill myself, to give to myself, I never forget to give to myself and refuel. So here it's about giving to ourselves, and it's about refueling, yes, but most importantly, it's about self-care. We have to operate in the realm of self-care, in the consciousness of self-care, especially when we are giving to others, when a mother is giving to her children, a father is giving to his children, when you are in a helping profession where you are always in a giving mode at work. So people who are in the giving experience throughout the days of their week, or even part of the days of their week, need to absolutely engage in this refueling exercise of self-care. I have a really good exercise that I use for myself, which is the empty and full gas tank. It's like I look at my gauge, like where's my gauge? Is it on full? Is it halfway? Is it quarter? Is it really low down to E? I want it always to be up towards F for full, right? So, like when you get quiet and close your eyes, look at that gas tank gauge that you have and see where you are and see what it is you need to do to fill it up, and just go within and ask, what do I need to do to move it to full? And your soul and your inner guidance and your spirit will tell you. Okay, so that was the chapter on balancing giving with receiving, intention number 4. So now we'll move to intention number 5. Okay? Number 5, again, it's from this book, Sacred Intentions, which is something I wrote many years ago. I declare an intention to nurture myself. I declare an intention to nurture myself. Something we're all learning. At times when we catch a cold, for example, we suddenly realize, oh, I have to change my priorities. I need to maybe stop exercising for a little while, and because I've been over exercising and I need to rest. Or maybe I need to stop going out at nights and I need to rest. Or maybe I need to cut down my hours and rest. So this self-nurturance experience, I declare an intention to nurture myself, is so critical, right? It's like the airplane flight attendant who tells us, make sure you take the oxygen first before you give it to your child. So nurturing ourselves goes back to what we said earlier, keeps our gas tank full. But how do you nurture yourself? Everybody's different. Everyone's going to be different as to how they nurture themselves. Some people will nurture themselves by letting go of a job that they have disliked for many, many years, or letting go of a friendship or a relationship, or a certain habit, let's say smoking, or overeating, or not eating the right things. What I find in most cases in my practice, I've been practicing since 1983, is one of the most important ways that people nurture themselves, or should learn to nurture themselves, is by getting quiet and listening to their gut instincts, to their inner core, to their center. The best way we nurture ourselves is by going into our center. When we are in our center, we know what works and what doesn't. We know what nurtures us and what depletes us. So this time that we take on daily basis, and it doesn't take much, to just go in and get centered, which will help us get grounded, get out of our heads. Once we do that, we will know what it is we need to do to nurture ourselves, or what it is we need to stop doing that depletes us. So I'll read a few lines from this chapter. I declare an intention to nurture myself. It's intention number 5. Nurturing myself also means that I ask for help from others as well as God, for I am open to receive. There's no reason for me to do it all alone when the kindness and skills of others are available. The quiet time I spend alone to align and connect with my energy flow and inner voice is the most important means by which I nurture myself. My inner gauge tells me whether I am on empty or on full and how I can best remain full. Good. And last but not least on this chapter, it says, my inner voice guides me to my self-nurturance. Now that's really, really key. Self-nurturance really is this experience of connecting to our inner voice, because our inner voice will tell us how to nurture ourselves. It will. Try it. Good. All right. So that was chapter 5, or intention 5. I declare an intention to nurture myself. We're going to move to chapter 6, intention 6. It says, I declare an intention to unconditionally forgive myself and release all self-blame. I declare an intention to unconditionally forgive myself and release all self-blame. Most people are generally kind, and most people are generally very willing to forgive others, all in good time. But not always easy to forgive ourselves for the mistakes that we have made, for the poor decisions that we have made. So what this chapter talks about is the intention to unconditionally forgive myself and release all self-blame. I'm not saying you are going to forgive yourself tonight or today or tomorrow. But what this intention is asking from us is, let's set the intent to forgive ourselves. Let's set the intent to forgive ourselves. By setting the intent, what happens is we invite Spirit to come in and assist us. The minute we set intentions, Spirit hears that. Our soul hears that. And therefore, those forces begin to move us towards manifesting that intention. Of course, not all intentions are healthy intentions. This one is, of course, to forgive ourselves. Now, if we are going to forgive ourselves for something that we did wrong, or a decision we made that was poor, that hurt us and perhaps hurt someone else, and we just want to forgive ourselves and move on without learning the lesson, without experiencing the remorse, that's not going to work. The healing comes in when we learn the lesson from the mistake, from the poor decision. And then the forgiveness comes in, or I should say the self-forgiveness comes in. So it's really important to reflect on the poor decision or the mistake and see, what were we supposed to learn from that? How do we graduate from that experience and move into something that is more evolved? How do we move to more evolved decisions? So it's really important to reflect, to become aware of the lesson, to allow ourselves to experience the remorse. But we can't live in remorse forever. We must eventually move to that place of self-forgiveness. So let's read a few lines from this chapter. I declare an intention to forgive myself and release all self-blame. Good. I unconditionally forgive myself for the past because with the maturity that I possessed in the past, I made the best decisions I could. If I could have made better decisions, I would have. To not forgive myself means to freeze the energy of a past event in my body and cells and become drained, depleted, and frozen in the past. By forgiving myself, I liberate the frozen energy to restore vitality and joy in my body and life. So I want to bring it to a bit of a spiritual place now and say that God is not a punishing or unforgiving God. God wants me to forgive myself as long as I have learned from my remorse and gained wisdom from the past. Okay? So, Spirit wants us to liberate ourselves and not be trapped in a past that is painful with memories of wrongdoing and self-blame. Since God wants us to forgive ourselves, then it is up to us to learn the lesson from that mistake, move forward, forgive ourselves, perhaps allow ourselves to experience the remorse and move on. So the minute we set the intention that we want to forgive ourselves and move out of self-blame, Spirit comes in and the soul comes in and manifests it. Thank you. Have a good day.